Today's episode of Gear Abby is presented by the one, the only, the most delightfully alliterative outdoor retailer in the game, Garage Grown Gear. Want to see the latest and greatest coming from the coolest and newest outdoor brands? Of course you do. Head over to garagegrowngear.com, click on the new button, and all shall be revealed, including looking for a one-stop shop option for all your outdoor bathroom needs? Obviously, I am. You're gonna check out the Pack Out bathroom. Pack Out. This is a tongue twister for me.
This is a tongue twister. Yeah, this one's a little tough.
Too excited about the bathroom. Check out the Pack Out bathroom kit by Packed Outdoors, and you will get to poop behind that boulder with confidence. Starting at only $4. What a steal.
Or tree. You know, you poop behind the tree. Whatever.
You don't want to limit it.
Whatever you want.
Could be
You'll
just
confident.
a fringe of grasses. I don't know how you roll. Maybe a bear. Maybe behind a bear. Also,
with a bear.
With a bear. We don't judge. With your now sparkling clean butthole, you can camp confidently that night knowing that you'll leave 0 skid marks on your brand new Catabatic Gear Flex 40-degree quilt. Oh yeah. That could be yours for a clean, and we mean clean, $409.
You get your money's worth, Garage Grown.
They sure do. And if you wake up the next morning to rain clouds overhead and you want to stay dry on a budget, check out 3 Full Gears Rain Poncho. Just $36 of your hard-earned money will keep you dry in a pinch. Whether you're an ultralight backpacker or just an outdoorsy person who likes to poop, you'll find something to love when you head to the official gear shop of Gear Abby?
Gear Abby?
You'll find something to love when you head to the official gear shop of Gear Abby, garagegrowngear.com.
You got questions going out of your mind. Someone with answers now that's hard to find. Like the what and the why and the how stuff works, or just where to go to avoid all the jerks. She's Gear Abby, Gear Abby, Gear Abby. Advice that doesn't suck. Gear Abby.
Hello there, my outdoorsy friends, and welcome to Gear Abby, where we tackle the controversial, weird, obscure, and taboo topics that other podcasts refuse to touch. That's outdoor podcast, because I forgot to say it. I'm outdoor educator and writer Shantae Salabert, and I'm here to answer your burning questions about our relationships with outdoor people, products, places, and pastimes. And I want them all, because remember, there are no dumb questions, just smart advice. Okay. Here is how it works. You're going to send questions to DearGearAbby@gmail.com, and I'm going to answer a few each week here on the show. And if you're interested in helping us expand the Abbyverse, the world of Gear Abby, the Gear Abby land, you are going to please leave us a 5-star review and a written review on Apple Podcasts, and we will love you for life. That's right. Me and this guy, my partner in gear, the producer of Gear Abby, and a man who apparently has more important things to do than record episodes of this podcast, Colin True.
You know, Shantae, I'm glad you clarified outdoor podcast, because if we talk about the tackle the controversial, weird, and obscure and taboo topics that other podcasts refuse to touch, we might get some wild shit.
Yeah, let's, not that we don't already, if we're being honest. I mean,
that's true. That's a good point.
I just saw my friend Mo yesterday, and she had already listened to the episode that we put out the other day. And she was like, wow, you got underwears and bras in the same episode. Very impressed. I was like, thank you. We do what we can. Got to keep the people happy.
But there's so many pods. I feel like if something is not being addressed, that must mean it's like, is it unaddressable?
Maybe it's like the Twilight Zone. There's a black hole. I'm still convinced. I'm starting to become more convinced. You know the Mandela effect? Have you heard of it?
Yes.
That idea that like these things that we thought were real aren't, like the Berenstain Bears are apparently the Berenstain Bears, which I hate. It's not true.
What?
Yeah, dude, it's one of the things that they're like, no, it's always been the Berenstain Bears. I'm like, you're a liar.
I think that's not true.
No, dude, I was literally, when I was visiting my friend in Denmark, I was reading Berenstain books to her kids. I'm like, what is
do
this
Denmark
shit?
people know? What is
It's all a lie. But the theory, my friend has a theory that we have skipped, part of the Mandela effect is that we have skipped timelines. We are currently on a slightly wrong timeline, which I think many of us would agree with.
That wouldn't surprise me.
So that is my theory now. I'm sticking to it. So anything weird that happens, I just blame it on being on the wrong timeline.
Okay, I like that. Then that's going to be our excuse if we stray too far off of outdoorsy topics.
Yeah, that's where all the weird topics are on the other timeline. And so we're doing our best to straddle both worlds, I think.
Yeah. Let's get back to talk about banging salmon. Okay, here we go.
Wait, are we talking about boning salmon? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, I don't know.
We haven't,
that's got to be the timeline,
listen, we haven't talked
right?
about it for a while.
We have not had fornicating animals in a hot second,
guys,
and frankly, listeners, kind of bummed out about it.
Yeah, you're letting us down here. We have gotten poop questions lately. We have gotten, some other, I think, bodily function questions, but we need the salmon back, all right? We need something bison, anything. Like, what do you have?
Is there a genus we haven't discussed? How we've talked about fornicating spiders.
What about the Oh, wait, right, we have. Shit. Okay.
What else?
What
have we not touched on yet?
We've definitely done
elk.
mammals.
Yeah, mammals.
Birds.
Yeah.
I think birds are next.
And they're weird. Don't ducks have like weird curly Q penises or something like that? It's got to be something in there, right?
I don't know if I want to know. But listen, y'all, send us your animal questions, whether or not they're fornicating animal questions, and we will work it in there, even if it's not.
I feel a little bad that this is a kind of natural segue.
No,
what you wanted to talk about,
segue into.
But I feel it's a little rude.
No. Well, okay. So I wanted to talk about every other, like right now, this time of year, my social media is just flooded with PCT posts, and of course, we have to mention because of that this year's superstar of the trail. Every year there is somebody. This year it is somebody named Cameron Renee. Her trail name is Flamingo. And she's currently on the trail, and she came up with the idea to hike after taking mushrooms, which I kind of love. She had never backpacked before. This is not at all uncommon for the PCT, weirdly enough. But she wears all pink. She's takes pride in being a girly girl. She's like full makeup routine, skincare routine out there. I could never. I'm very impressed. But she's not just posting her hike on Insta, but she also has an OnlyFans channel, which maybe we'll have to link with the Gear Abbyverse at some point, that she set up. But she set it up back in 2024 after she realized she had a YouTube channel then. And she realized a lot of the people commenting were just like creepy dudes. So she's like, let's give them what they want and then let me make some money off of them. So she is kind of using this. There was a big article in Outside written by Grayson Curran, who is himself a prolific thru-hiker. And it's interesting seeing the response to it because I think it's kind of a fascinating turn in that a lot of the hiking community is generally very supportive of her. Like a lot of people actually are shockingly embodying the whole idea of hike your own hike. I'm like, holy shit, I never expected. I really thought there would be many more assholes out there that are like, what is this girl doing? I mean, she's getting that. She's getting the shit. And I don't know how safe it is to be posting, like live streaming your hike while you're also doing OnlyFans. But seems to be going okay for her so far.
Yeah, there's only one correct take here, and that this is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, like in terms of this puritanical country that we live in, I assume most of the hate is coming from this country because, like, God forbid someone use their body to make money in a way that someone else doesn't approve of, and like that's like makes sex work, legal, makes sex work safe. I mean, it's like it's the world's oldest profession for a reason. Yeah. I mean, it's never gonna not be a thing. So the bottom for her, like, yeah, why not? Yeah. And anybody who has an issue with it, well, fuck off. Fund your hike your way then.
Yeah.
Why do you judge how she's doing it?
Get out of your mom's basement.
And it's I'm sure that there is an archetype somewhere that is purely like looks down their nose at the OnlyFans thing and also simultaneously looks down their nose at the pink like skincare routine of it all.
Oh my God.
And it's like, you're old. Time for you to be quiet and go away. All right.
Go sweetly into that good night. Okay.
Right. If Cameron's at the middle of that Venn diagram of all of these things, then she is kind of a unicorn. Yeah. But somebody who values that likes to wear makeup and moisturize and also wants the backpack. Cool.
Yeah,
that means that we now have a broader hiking community, and how is that ever a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing. And the thing that kills me is like the negative comments I have seen have not been about the OnlyFans. I mean, maybe one or two, but it's been about people, always men, doubting that she's hiking. And I'm like, listen, as somebody who has written a book about the section of trails she's still on right now, I can recognize so many spots that she has posted from. Like I've gone and flipped through some of her videos and posts, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, this girl is out there. She is hiking. If you look at her clothes, they are actually dirty, even though they're pink. And she's in places that aren't just right next to the road. So it just pisses me off because there's this automatic assumption when you see somebody being super girly in that kind of cliched way, like all pinky and whatever, that they're lesser than. And it's like, fuck off. Listen, people can wear whatever the hell they want out there. Like there's so many people. One of the things that frustrates me is there's this idea that there is a way to thru hike. There's a way to look while you're thru hiking. Just like I think you probably have seen in mountain biking and whatever. It's like people feel like they have to wear a costume to do these things. You don't. Like, wear whatever you want out there.
right back to the Venn diagram of it all. Like this is like purely the gatekeepiest thing that has ever happened in outdoor. Now it's like, by the way, if she's not doing it the way you like, and maybe you're right. What if she is not hiking it the way she says that she is? Oh no, your life is forever changed because this person is lying about where they're backpacking. Move on with your lives, people.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, leave the poor girl alone. And by the way, I also am a Shante. She is, but you know what I'm saying, right? It's like, who cares?
Who cares?
Do your thing. Let her do hers.
Get a life, people. That's all I'm saying.
How about you look down the nose at the weird, because she's like, what, 20, 21?
Yeah, she's a baby. She's just a tiny kid.
And she started this because people my age were like, hey, look at the young girl.
It's your
fault. How about
fault.
you look down your nose at those people and say, hey, grow, you guys stay in your own demo over here and leave the young people alone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
Oh, wow. Colin, we just started with the fish shake. It's time for today's
so good.
episode of Gear Abby.
We're back, baby.
Wow, I feel like we both just exercised some demons before kicking into the rest of the episode. Like,
felt really
I feel
good.
Yeah. I feel lighter. It's like, you ever get the zoomies, like, have to go to the bathroom? It feels like that emotionally.
I've never had zoomies after going to the bathroom.
Really?
So you take a shit and then run around the house real fast?
Well, I don't. It's more like emotional zoomies.
It's like, this is what an Australian Shepherd feels like.
Like, I get a little high. We learn too much about me sometimes on this podcast, I think.
You ever have, speaking of which, when you just traveled.
I did just
and,
travel.
Or you travel, or maybe you even have a day like where you're doing out of your routine and things don't go the way they typically go in the bathroom area. And then you have a day where you're home and you get quote unquote caught up. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Nope. But I like that you thought about that.
Those mental zoom, like, oh my God, it feels so much better.
Back on track, baby.
Call that the homecoming.
Wow, that is a great place to kick into our first question, I feel like. Nowhere else to go but up.
Considering how our first question asker opens their email, I think this is the only way to get into this, because this email opens with, how's it, my Goobies?
Ah, my Goobies. Yes. We have, this is the one that called us Goobers before. We have a repeat question writer.
Okay.
But now we're Goobies because we know each other better now.
Is that the evolution? What's next?
I don't know.
When we're family?
Gooberators.
What's the family version? The
Goobskis.
Gooberators. Bing here again, coming at you from the base of Mount Baldy, making sure you get that Cali quota in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bing. Thank you, God. Glad we got out of the way early in this episode. So I recently saw an Instagram reel that explained how the French named a lot of places in the United States. Beaumont meaning beautiful mountains. Vermont meaning green mountains. Then there is the Grand Tetons, which can be translated to Big Titty Mountain. Now, I cannot stop laughing at the way we name some of the most wonderful spots on Earth. One of my favorite trail names is Bum Pass Hell in Lassen National Park. I bring this up to ask, what are your favorite trail or park names?
It's no signature, right? Just Bing here.
That's from Bing.
Bing.
Well,
Thank you, Bing.
Bing's here again.
Bing is 2 for 2.
My Goobies.
Listen, keep writing us, Bing, because this is actually great for other people to recognize. You do not need to send us, deep questions all the time. It can be we love talking about stuff like this. It's good in between the fish shaking to have a little mirth,
Agreed.
Yeah. But you know what, Bing? Bumpus Hell is actually an excellent name. And because I'm a sucker for weird historical trivia, I just got to mention how it got that name. So anyone who...
Wait, is it Bumpus or Bumpus? Like Bumpus, like the Bumpuses in A Christmas Story?
Yeah, you'll
the
see why.
Hounds?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's because it's a name. So there's this dude with the most excellent name. That is Kendall V. Bumpus. Which sounds absolutely made up.
Wow.
So Kendall Bumpus was the first white guy to kind of stumble across the geothermal features in that area of what's now Lassen National Park. And I do mean stumble, because while he was out like nerding out over everything, he actually broke through a thin crust covering one of the features and burnt his foot. Whoopsie doozies. So he was still really stoked on all this bubbly magic, and he came back with a reporter to show it off. He's like, look at all this freaky shit I found. And wouldn't you know it, old Kendall Bumpus punched through the ground a second time, and this time he actually boiled his leg so badly that it had to be amputated. So I guess this was his personal hell, which is why you stay on the trail, folks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you? That is kind of an incredible thing, though. If you're like standing there, like, why is my foot burning? Like, what
so
the hell's
weird.
going on?
Why is all the flesh
Does
falling
the
off?
devil live down there?
I think.
Meanwhile, Native Americans are like, yeah, we know.
Yeah, that's why you should not be here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, okay. So also on the subject of boobs, which, again, we're into the body parts. We're into all things on this podcast.
It's a classic episode of Gear Abby right here.
Yeah, we're already just so strong into it, which I think we say now at the beginning of every episode. This is a good one. Just hang in there with us, folks. So the Tetons, which Bing mentioned, were originally called Les Trois Titans. That is French. So some French fur trappers named them that, and that translates to the three breasts, which feels very three-boob alien lady from Total Recall to me. So
if you're a little younger, look that up. Three boob alien lady from Total Recall, very important to men of a certain age. That was a kind of seminal moment of the 1990s. Just want to.
It really was. So I love it. And we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it on the boob subject here because in Mammoth Lakes, we're going to go back to California here. There is a peak on the Sierra Crest called Two Teats. And it looks like, looks more like cat ears to me when I'm on the trail. It's like two little points on the ridge. I guess like for other favorite names for me, down here in SoCal, I have always loved Devil's Punch Bowl. I have a soft spot. No one's going to be surprised by this for a place called Poop Out Hill on the way to Mount San Gorgonio.
Probably more about like getting tired, I would think, more than actually pooping.
I think it is.
But have you pooped on Poop Out Hill is really the question the listeners want to know.
Not yet. Okay? Yet.
Disappointing.
Not yet. Maybe you and I can go hike there, Colin, and we could. I mean, not together. Like, we can't poop together. I mean, we could, but we're not going to
on
ever.
opposite sides of a boulder?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I want to know you that well. I think we're good.
Dear Abby's 2026 Poopathon. Meet us up on Gorgonia.
We could do it as a fundraiser for something. I feel like we'd.
I love that. Like, colon cancer health.
Colon cancer health. That's what we're going to do. All right, keep that in mind, folks.
Maybe I guess colon health.
Next time.
We don't want to keep the cancer healthy.
That's true.
Sorry.
It's true. We want the cancer to be very unhealthy. We could call it, no. I was going to say we could call it the colon cancer, but we don't want that either.
I mean, I'll take one for the team if it's good marketing.
That's right. Thank you. But also because I am a 12-year-old boy at heart, I also love, there is a trail in Washington State called the Poo Poo Trail.
Yeah,
Poo Poo Point. And I was, however, a little disappointed to know that it was not named after everyone's favorite bodily function, but because of the sound a steam whistle makes, because of it's what loggers in the area used to use to communicate to each other. It'd be like, poop, poop. But I do think
it's terrible.
It's terrible, but it's great. I think my number one favorite place name, though, in the outdoors is, we're going to stay in the Sierra because I'm like that. It's Cloud Ripper. It is a peak called Cloud Ripper. Like, how evocative a name is that? It's like, you have to say it.
Cloud Ripper.
Yes, that is exactly in my head how it sounds every time. I do think Kentucky has a state park called Bone Lick State Park, which I think is
amazing.
Is a runner-up. I mean, it is named. I had to look it up because I wasn't sure. It's named because it featured a salt lick that brought all the mastodons to the yard. So back in the Pleistocene. It was
Plus, I'm sure mastodons had giant boners because they're mastodons and they're large animals. So it kind of works on all levels.
There's some sentences I wish you'd never said.
Mastodon Boner? That'd be a good band name.
I actually would.
I mean, Mastodon is already a band.
It is. So what is Mastodon Boners then?
Well, Mastodon's a metal band, right?
Mm-hmm. Mastodon Boners, is it like it's the cover band? I don't know.
Oh, that's a tribute band.
It's a tribute band. You and I are in the tribute band.
I love that.
Yeah, we're just playing the farts. I do think, speaking of farts, my number one favorite place name in the whole world, however, is a town in Denmark called Middelfart.
Amazing.
Again, 12-year-old boy. How about you, my fellow adolescent?
Yeah, you took, I think, a lot of the good ones that I was familiar with. There's, of course, we refer to them podcast to the shit trail, right? To the Superior hiking trail, right? So that's kind of a fun one, and the one that they lean into. So with that in mind, I did kind of want to think of my hometown of Lancaster, PA, because if you want to go out being outdoorsy in that town, if you want to visit places like Susquehannock State Park or the Marsh Creek State Park, you will be in the neighborhood of all these other town names that aren't trail names or outdoor locations, but the towns in that area have great names, including Paradise, Intercourse, Bird in Hand, and Blue Ball.
Really?
These are actual town names in central Pennsylvania.
Now I want you to link them all together in a sentence.
Well, I know that because there was, I don't know if this still exists, but growing up there was a T-shirts you could get because we were, being relatively close to Virginia. They're like, Virginia is for lovers, but Lancaster has intercourse.
So you don't get blue balls with your bird in your
Exactly.
hand or something else maybe.
It's just like, wow. And that's also kind of a very conservative, puritanical, you'd say, part of the state, too, which is also kind of hilarious. So
Beautiful.
Which is funny, like going back to how old some of these names are. I mean, it's like people have had the sense of humor. Someone knew even back then, like, Titty Mountain or whatever is like, come on, we know what we're doing
We know
here.
what we're doing. That's right. I think everyone is an adolescent at heart. Wow, what a classic. Thank you again, Bing. That was beautiful.
And Bing's 2 for 2.
Colin and I are both, I can't even talk. I'm so excited about it. We're levitating. That is how exciting the first 15 minutes of this podcast has been today. Wow. I'm afraid of taking it down a notch. What do we have next?
Okay, next question. Hi, Gear Abby.
Hi.
Thank you. I was waiting for that. I have a question about the packed bathroom kit. Oh, as featured in our Garage Grown Gear ad read.
That's right.
Coincidentally, not intentionally. It sounds awesome. However, I have always had reservations about it because it doesn't seem to line up with Leave No Trace. Additionally, I recently saw a post on Reddit about how introducing this mushroom to sensitive areas is a horrible idea. While that aligns with my preconceived opinion, I know it's not a good enough reason to accept that information without sources. So, is the packed kit safe to use, or is it not cool? Signed, and this is interesting, they signed Moral or Moral.
Morel.
First spelled M-O-R-A-L or M-O-R-E-L.
The second is a mushroom, morel.
Is the mushroom, right? Yeah.
Moral
right.
or morel.
I know, but is it, but I mean, I thought they were are they trying to get us to say the same word but spelled differently? It's like
Is
gray
it
versus
moral
gray.
or is it morel? They're asking, it's a pun, Colin.
It's not working for me.
Well, that's because it's not for you, okay? It's for me because I'm Gear Abby and I'm going to answer it. I actually have a confession to make. This was a question we got in the fall. So,
oh, wow.
Sorry, Moral or Morel, that it took me so long. I actually reached out to fungal soil scientists, and I had one on the line that was going to come answer this question for you, and then she disappeared into the ether, and then I got recommended another one, and then she disappeared into the ether. So I was like, all right, I feel like at some point I just need to answer this question. So I went and did some digging. I actually read some scientific abstracts about mushrooms and soil and all sorts of literal
I didn't know
shit.
there was a mushroom connection to this product.
I'm gonna explain it because I think
okay, good.
I think a lot of people are confused right now.
Yeah,
this is why the pun makes sense.
We're more morally confused.
I'm going to talk about morels.
Morelli. No,
I'm gonna make some pasta for us. Okay. Actually, the best pasta I've ever made is a cream sherry morel pasta, and I just want you to know that I'm a gourmet chef now.
What kind of pasta did you use for that?
I used the weird one with the letter C that Bonza makes, Cavatelli.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
Cascadia.
lovely.
It's something. It's
of course, you had to get gluten free, so it was already down a notch.
What?
Sorry.
But I'm getting all those protein gains, so F off. This is look. Okay. Anyway,
Gear Abby is flexing right now.
The people can't see the flex, but just know I just flexed on Colin real hard. So listen, I am always excited to talk shit on this pod, so let's dig in. That's right. So for anyone like Colin, and probably most of you who's not aware, the Packed Outdoors is a company that makes outdoor poop kits, like bathroom kits. They come with trowels, wipes, and little tablets that are a combo of compressed wood and mycelium. And so mycelium is essentially fungus roots, and you are supposed to chuck these little tabs into your cat hole after doing your deed, and it helps speed up the decomposition of the little gift you left behind. So you might be wondering, how the hell do fungus roots help break down poop? Because I was. So basically all those tiny little roots, like imagine tiny little thin little legs hanging off the bottom, they kick out a bunch of very exciting sounding extracellular enzymes. Wow. And those help break down organic matter anywhere in the vicinity. So leaves, wood, animals, and turds. Your turds. That's right. So it sounds nice. I think it's cool. Moral or Morel was asking, is it a good idea to just be dropping mycelium pellets all over the place? Because these are living things. You got fungus. Does this fungus grow here? Yada, yada. So after all my digging, no pun intended, it's mostly okay. So we're going to dig into the nuance of that in a second. But I think the first part of this is, are these things invasive? So I'm not even going to try to pronounce the Latin name, but the common species name used in the pack tabs is the wine cap or King Stropharia mushroom. And I feel like King Stropharia sounds like a Disney villain that has not yet been created. So,
King Stropharia.
King
yeah.
Stropharia.
Is it a villain? Could just be like the princess's dad too.
Is
you know?
it? You know, when I was in Denmark,
like controlling
I saw
her
Wish.
life, not letting.
Yeah.
What's that?
See, I saw Wish when I was in Denmark. I had never seen that before, and now I feel like this guy was a character in that animated film.
Is that all that was available? We were like bad Disney movies, or
My friend has 2 young children, so that was all that was available.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like you went all the way across the world.
That's why I went to Denmark, just to see some Disney, to see King Stropharia and his pooping magic. That's right.
Oh, now I like it.
I
like
know.
that.
I thought you would.
Yeah.
Well, actually, speaking of Europe, that species of mushroom, the wine cap, King Stropharia, whatever, they originated in Germany and then they spread across the northern hemisphere. They are travelers. They have places to go. So it's actually not considered invasive in North America, in the northern hemisphere in general. It is not, however, native to the southern hemisphere, so I wouldn't use them if you're backpacking in New Zealand. But to be fair, there have not been any studies that have shown that this kind of mushroom has a detrimental effect on the ecosystems where it's been introduced. Like, it's kind of like, oh, hey, what's up? Actually, I thought this was fascinating. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, which I didn't know existed, they have actually recommended that species of mushroom for cultivation in places around the world where there's food scarcity. They're like, this guy loves to grow. It's nutritious. Let's do this thing. So you can eat it, and then you can use it to decompose itself in your poop.
I wish you hadn't said the name of that organization, because now I think Donald Trump's going to try and have it shut down because he didn't know it existed.
He doesn't want the poop to decompose. He's like, leave all this shit here.
Yeah, he loves that.
No, I feel like it's the circle of life. We're just bringing it back to Disney. That's how I think of pooping. It is the circle of life. But basically, moral and morale, you're not dropping poison into the soil or like messing up an earthworm's life if you pop these things into your cat hole. Second, so PACT talks about the fact that these mycelium will eventually exhaust their food source. They're just like, nom, 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 nom. They eat up your poops, and then they're like, oh, there's nothing else to eat. I must die now. It's a very short life cycle for them. I do kind of think, after reading around a little bit, there's a little kink in this concept because of how mycelium work, that whole eating, it's organic
Wait,
matter.
what kind of kink is this? Is this like a scat kink?
It's
Or like
a
what's
fungal
going on?
kink.
Hey,
Yeah.
There's no kink shaming on this
That's
podcast.
right, not even for mushrooms. So I think because their whole thing is chomping down on organic matter, I don't know what stops them from then moving on once your poops are gone to like, I'm going to eat the leaves now and blah, blah, blah.
So, did they breathe it? You only like poop and then you die.
Yeah, this is a very specific subset. It's a very submissive kind of, relationship. It's very BDSM. You can only have poop. So sorry for that visual. Not sorry. But so they really aren't screwing up anything, though, by being there in most places. And I'd say, finally, the thing to keep in mind is that while mycelium definitely help break things down, that is what they do, there's not really any independent peer-reviewed science that says they do it as fast as the PACT people claim they do. So take that part with a grain of salt. They may not decompose things at light speed, but they are helpful for decomposing things. But this is the but. So the one part of the system that you just should not be chucking in the ground is their plant-based wipes. Just from a LNT perspective, like, leave no trace. The brand says they decompose by about 98% in 75 days, which is obviously far less than it takes a standard wipe to break down. But even on their website, they admit, they're like, listen, good LNT practice is packing out your wipes. Or, I just want to put it out there, you can go full Gear Abby and just bidet. Just bidet your butthole. You don't need a wipe when you have a bidet. Really, at this point, why isn't Big Bidet paying me?
I'm getting a little angry first at them for not paying you. Now I'm going to get angry at you for continuing to pump their tires when they don't pay you.
Pump the tires at Big Bidet. Listen, at this point, I want one of those fancy, I was just at someone's house yesterday that had the fancy Japanese bidet toilet situation where it's like voice command. You're like, now dry my butthole. Just that's the world I want to live in. If someone I mostly want to live in the forest as a little marmot lady, but if I could have a robot toilet, I would absolutely would.
Send me my golden bidet.
Please, you can sponsor the pod, and Colin, I would have them send one to you too.
I would use it.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I do want to wrap this up for moral or morale. I think their question for me also brought up some related fungal food for thought, if you will. So mycelium, the whole way that they work really well in soil that's like rich and moist and disturbed. And disturbed soil just means like it's being impacted and, stuff's happening in there. Which is the place where human waste also breaks down the best. So they're not really meant to work in places like deserts or very high alpine environments that are drier. They're not going to be able to thrive and like do their best digestive work in these places. And that's also, unfortunately, where your poop is going to stick around the longest. So I don't know that they're really going to help too much in the places where they're probably needed the most. So should you try to help nature along by tossing some mycelium tabs into your cat hole? Honestly, for the most part, it can't hurt. It can't hurt, but it also may not help in places that are not as wet and moist, which sounds disgusting in this context, as like forest floor or whatever. So in those areas that are just drier and more sensitive, just do the right thing, pack out your poop. And that is why you see wag bag requirements in places like Mount Whitney and the Zion Narrows, glaciated areas like on Mount Rainier. So yeah, I'd say that is the straight shit. As we like.
So you would use these? You'd have no problem using these tabs?
I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way to use them, but I don't think it's a bad idea. And I think in places like foresty, mid-elevation places, they're probably fantastic. Yeah. Like they probably really do speed things up. And I think in heavy use areas, maybe that could help because there are places where there's just a lot of people and a lot of poops. And it's gross when you dig up somebody's petrified turd. So...
in theory, it sounds great. I mean, the idea of like, even if you're just now packing out your used wipes, it's like, that's better than also having a giant turd in a bag too, right? So it's kind of like, it's already kind of a net win.
It is,
in terms of the process. But yeah, all right.
I like a net win when it comes to pooping. Oh, I feel like we've really touched on some important topics in our universe today.
I agree.
Real good day.
The Abbaverse, which is it's a pretty limited universe.
No, it's expansive. It's never ending. It's unlimited. We cover all the topics the other universes don't cover.
That's right. We established at the top of the show.
Right.
That's true.
I mean, we did back in, I want to say maybe March or February or something, we established like our version of the Marvel universe. We were expanding it to include the Enforcer, I believe, and the Gatekeeper.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're on track. We're doing good.
I love it. And now we have the mush. Is there something mushroom related we need to put in that mix, or
just in the cat hole mix, I guess? Oh yeah,
cat hole mix.
So terrible.
Your cat hole slurry. Okay.
Oh my God, never say that again. You've said some disgusting things in this episode. I'd rather you talk about like whale boners or whatever it was. All right, let's not talk about either.
Mastodon boners. Okay.
I still hate it.
Well, now you got me wondering who has the bigger boner, the whale or the mastodon? Probably the whale, I guess.
Somebody send in that question so we could bring in an expert. Okay. Someone somewhere, there's a paleontologist.
To the show, Dr. Bill Jones, a whale boner specialist.
Listen, we could have a paleontologist and a whale boner specialist. Have a boner off?
How does one specialize?
Well, Colin's actually got his hand on his face. He can't. This is an intense moment for us.
It just makes me want it to be true. Okay.
Well, we'll work on that. One of you send in this question and we will get it answered. Don't worry. And
then Shantae's search history will forever be tainted with whale boner specialists.
The FBI is going to be at my door. This maybe already. The phones hear everything. So, all right. Listen.
Is there any relation to the boner and the blowhole? Okay.
Oh, God, why? Colin, just ask the next question, please, God.
Best part is when you get disgusted, but then you keep egging me on.
It's my fault. I know. I can't help it. We have a little bit of Stockholm syndrome, I think, going on here. Oh my God. Okay. All right, let's wrap it up here.
All right, last question today. Thank God.
For all of us.
Dear Gear Abby, for our listeners. Dear Gear Abby, love the show.
Maybe not
I hope
after
you do after
today.
this episode as well. Yeah. Here's my question. I'm an avid cyclist. I moved to a new city recently and decided to start joining group rides offered by my local bike shop as a way to get out and meet some new people. Seems to make sense. Both of the rides I've joined so far have been advertised as no-drop rides, but both times they've dropped people. The second time it happened, I noticed early on and ended up waiting for the girl who was having issues with her bike and riding back with her. Most folks were gone by the time we got back to the shop. I'm new here. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, especially when I'm trying to meet new people, but the vibe is off and I'm not sure what to do. Do I say something? Do I stop going? It's a pretty small city, so there aren't really a ton of group rides happening. I really do want to find my people. Help! Signed, Janice. I couldn't come up with something funny. Sorry.
I like it when people give the quality. Like, it's okay. You don't have to.
It's totally okay.
That's for us to do. Remember? We talked about this.
Yeah. Did you hear the previous 30 seconds?
That's right. Yeah.
The episode before we got to your letter?
Have you been here?
Hilarious.
Just side split and rip roaring over here.
To me.
That's right. To us. Oh, well, Janice, we got you. We got you in the, maybe whether or not on the humor front, I don't know, but we have you here. And I'm definitely going to be curious to see what Colin says as an avid rider. But I have to say first, kudos to you because you are a compassionate person. It's cool that you kind of took up the no-drop mantle, even if the leaders of the ride weren't doing it. So I'd say to start, I don't think it's a bad idea to speak up, especially if it's in the interest of better understanding a group that you're thinking about being a part of. Like, it's good to know what their deal is. So Colin can correct me, but in my experience, even just thinking about running, it is a little more common than you think to be dropped in a no-drop group, running, cycling, whatever. It really depends on who the leaders are and if they know how to kind of pace for all levels that are showing up that day, and if they set clear parameters before starting so that people kind of know what to expect and decide if it's actually the ride or the run for them. So, Janice, you don't say whether or not it was the same ride leader each time, but I do think it's worth reaching out, introduce yourself, mention what you noticed, and just ask about, like, hey, what's the deal? What are the general parameters for your no-drop rides? And maybe even do one more, join another ride, chat with that leader afterwards if you see it happening again. It's good to know, like, are they truly inclusive of all levels of rider, including super duper beginners, or should people have some experience beforehand, like especially with group rides? Is there a particular pace that the riders are expected to keep? What is the actual policy for waiting for slower riders? And is it actually carried out in a way that faster riders aren't having to constantly stop? It's a lot to sort of balance out there. They may even offer different levels of group rides throughout the week that cater to different experience levels. Like, see all this stuff. Check into this. You might have just caught two unusual rides, or they might just be a lot more loosey-goosey with the definition of no drop, or maybe they're just jerks. I don't know. And you don't know yet until you find out. So I think it's worth asking, and that'll help you decide, like, do I want to keep showing up in this group, or are they assholes and I don't want to hang with them? Is the vibe truly off, you know? I'd say depending on the feeling you get after you reach out to them, this may be a great opportunity for you to take a more active role and kind of deep dive into becoming part of your new local cycling community. You can offer to ride sweep from time to time, or even offer to lead true no-drop rides if you're comfortable doing that. And I'd say on the other hand, even though obviously it sounds like you're not the one being dropped, you might just decide this is not the group ride for you. And in that case, just look around. Even though you say you're in a small place, you did say small city, not small town. So I'm assuming maybe there's more than one thing. See if there's other cycling or outdoor shops in your area. Google group rides in your area. Look on Meetup if you're brave enough. Search.
Is Meetup still around?
Maybe. I don't know. Did they get sued into oblivion at this point?
I don't know if they are. That's amazing. I thought they were dead for years, but maybe.
Maybe you know what? I might be resurrecting a ghost. So you tell me if they still exist. Start your own new Meetup. And you can also look for groups on Strava. I think that's not a bad place to do it. And then you could even go to the USA Cycling website and search for clubs in your area if you want to try that tack. I'd say in any case, give it at least one more try, or even two if you're patient enough, to see if those were just a fluke experience or if this is kind of business as usual with them. And maybe doing this a few more times, you'll also just meet other people to ride with. And no matter what, Janice, I think you're good people. So if the vibe remains off, it's their loss. That's right.
Yeah, I hate to do the thing where like I have more questions than answers for the writer, but yeah, I definitely do. I think when it comes to cycling versus running, it's harder to have a true no drop ride unless you're just saying we're all going to ride real slow.
Yeah.
It's really hard when you settle in at paces, and sometimes people are just faster than others. And if you're talking about a group here that maybe if you're like the only new person, maybe people just expect like, oh, this is how it separates out. And like those three are always at the front. Here's the middle of the pack. Here's the rear of the pack. You mentioned the person that you helped sounds like they had maybe a mechanical issue. So that maybe, who knows where that person would have been typically. I'm sure you talked to that person about it. So I always go in assuming best intentions. And to Shantae's point, like, yeah, ask questions. If you want to say something, don't be like, why are you guys dropping people on the no drop ride? Be like, hey, just curious. Like, I thought this was no drop. Is like, but I saw it kind of spread out. Is that normal? Like those kinds of things. They might just be, oh, we forgot to do the thing at the start of our ride where we say, hey, we're going to split into groups. I don't know. Like, but I would say it's easier for runners, I think, to have no drops, even though I'm sure it happens at no drop runs, than it is cyclists. So I think look into that for sure. Ask those questions. I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you're going to, I think Shantae's point about if you want to be the person at the rear of the pack, I like being that person too. It's like, I'll hang back here. I'll make sure everyone's cool.
I would have no choice.
I'm here on a group ride. Right? I'm not looking to
help me. Help me, Colin.
I'll hang with Shantae in the back.
Thanks.
It'll be fine. But it's like, if you're kind of truly like, this is a social event, not a training event, then maybe that they would love that probably to be like, oh, you're the person who's going to make sure everybody gets back safe and then they can ride as fast as they want. So I don't know. I wouldn't give up on it. But to Shantae's point, if you ask and they're kind of dicks about it, then be like, even if it's the only ride in town, do you want to keep going?
Start your own ride, Janice. Start your own meetup and then start your own ride.
That's right. And we're going to start at your shop too.
That's right.
Eat
also,
that.
But we're not going to buy anything because you're assholes.
That's right. Yeah. We're just going to meet there and leave. No,
we're
but
going to leave you. That's the shop that's being dropped now. Ooh, burn.
Also, we're talking roadies. I mean, come on. We're talking roadies. So there's going to be an air of vanity and dickishness baked in no matter what. It's endemic to the sport.
It's hard when you're wrapped in so much Lycra. It's very difficult to be a gentle person. I don't know, and be humble.
I'm a reformed roadie. I had my roadie phase. I put my time in, and then I look back and go, oh no, what did I do?
How could you? Now you're just a dirtbag, Colin, just the way we like it. Well, that's it for this episode of Gear Abby. Until next time, send your burning questions about your relationships with outdoor products, people, places, pastimes, and poop over to DearGearAbby@gmail.com, and I'm going to do my best to answer them or find someone else who can. And of course, head over to your podcast listening service of choice and subscribe, rate, and review to support the pod and get more reviews than the other pods out there. Follow us on Instagram at GearAbbyPod. Also, while you're at it. And in the meantime, today's episode was produced by this guy, Colin True.
Phew, gotta put my Lycra on. Let's go.
Please don't. I'm Shantae Salabert, and remember, there are no dumb questions, just smart advice.